What up, YouTube? You already know. Big Lou tapping back in. Big Lou, NMZR2, baby, baby. So, this is my reaction to the fight last night. Um, this shit's crazy, man. They're talking about a robbery. Um, he got robbed. I mean, I don't understand this shit. Let me put it this way. This dude, not only did he just go in there with being a world champion with one title, this dude went in there with actually 5 belts, right? This is the 4 belt era, right? Which is the WBC, WBA, Super, WBO, IBF, but then he also has the ring title, right? Okay, then he's also the lineal champion, right? Which is that's only a name. It's not an actual belt. It's only a name. So you're talking about this dude has got 6 titles, right? 5 actual belts, but 4 that are actual uh considered major world titles. Okay, Lomachenko had no belts. Okay, now what I'm getting to is this. In my opinion, the champion needs to be knocked the fuck out or outboxed so bad that he looks silly, right? Which neither one of those happened last night. The numbers are fucking damn near identical on a lot of things. I think punches thrown. It was Lomachenko threw 100 more punches. That don't mean shit. That don't mean like in the Danny Garcia fight. Porter threw more punches that didn't land, and he won the belt on that one, right? The vacant belt. So Devin Haney still went in there. He got a lot done. I mean, he kept going to the body. The body shots, I believe, do more damage than headshots. But we know Devin is not a powerful puncher, right? He don't have a heavy hand. He's not a powerful puncher, but neither is Loma. Now let me clarify that why I said that. Loma at 130 was more of a power puncher than 135. Sometimes, even though it's just a few pounds, 5 pounds here, sometimes that makes a big difference on the guy's performance as far as their punching power. I always use Danny Garcia as the example. When he went from 140 to 147, he lost a lot of that snap. He lost a lot of that power. He didn't. Most of his fights went distance at welterweight. And now he's even went up even more now, and he's at junior middleweight or super featherweight, or excuse me, he's at junior middleweight slash super welterweight, depending which sanctioning body, but they mean the same thing. 154 pounds, and so he's went up now 14 pounds from his heyday at 140. You know what I'm saying? So I think that had an effect on Loma. Now, don't get me wrong, Loma fought a good fight. He was in there, he was chunking them. I heard him say he controlled the fight, the whole fight, every round. That's not true. Um, on a lot of those rounds, you could have went either way because of just a matter of a couple of punches. Um, and the fact is that Devin Haney is the undisputed king at 135. Um, he needed to be sat on his pockets. He needed to be knocked the fuck around or knocked the fuck out, like I just said, or outboxed bad. And the boxing competition was really close. You know what I mean? So to say that he got robbed, there was no robbery there whatsoever. Um, he fought a good fight. He was in there definitely mixing it up from the start to the finish, pretty much. I don't believe he won the 12th round. I believe Devin did enough in that 12th to get that one. But people make a big deal about the championship rounds. When when it's really all said and done, it's no different than any other round. They get scored the same. You can't get more points scored in the 11th and 12th round. And even me, I like to call even the 10th round. Some people just call the 11th and 12th the championship rounds. I like to throw the 10th in there too. That's just my personal thing. Some people consider that too, also. But you don't get in that. It ain't no such thing as a 29 round in the 11th and 12th round because they're called the championship rounds. It's still a 10. It's still a 10 point system. You get dropped. It automatically goes to 10-8. You get dropped a second time, it could be 10-7. You know what I'm saying? Or usually is 10-7. You know what I mean? So you can't have a 10-10 round. Now, a lot of those rounds, if you really get it down to it, could have been 10-10 rounds. I mean, in reality, but reality says you can't have a 10-10 round. It's got to be a 10-9. So you have to give it to somebody. So a lot of those rounds, they're both they both look good. They're both landing. They're both, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to score those type of fights. But the fact is, when you come in there with the hardware, you have, there's got to be some type of, you can't just go in there and say, oh, the dude whooped them every round, and that's not what happened. Clearly, that's not what happened. Um, Loma's face didn't get like that from not getting hit. He got hit plenty of times. But I will say this: the amount of left hands that Devin Haney took from Lomachenko, he's not going to survive getting hit by Tank like that. I mean, you're talking about night and day when it comes to Tank and Loma at this weight, 135. You're talking about a sledgehammer compared to a pillow. You know what I'm saying? Um, Devin Haney's not going to survive. Now I don't know if that was part of the game plan to go in there and fight that way or what, but he's not going to survive a Tank fight like that. Fighting like that, he will get dropped. You know what I'm saying? He will get dropped and potentially get knocked out. You know, the once or twice when I seen Devin kind of where people say he got hurt, it was more, in my opinion, it was more him going back and and getting caught with a good shot though, and because he was going back where his foot were placed, he kind of like lost his balance a little bit. I don't believe he just got legitimately rocked. But that this is only my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a judge. I'm not part of any of the sanctioning bodies. I'm not part of their promotional team. I'm not part of their managerial teams of either fighter. Um, so this is just my opinion. Take it however you want to. Comment however you want to in the comment section. All criticism, constructive criticism, all that is warranted. What I'm saying? So come with it. Drop, anything you want to drop countering what I'm saying, and we can go back and forth, or I can counter it or whatever. But I said pretty much what I got to say. There ain't really much more to say about this matter here. Um, Also, I might drop a video. I seen something uh, pertaining to Andy Ruiz, kind of disturbing, right? And also some more talking out the side of his neck by Rolly Romero. That guy's a fucking legend in his own mind. He needs to go find the tree or the wall that he originally bumped his head into. That's been giving him all these delusions. And he needs to go run his head back into that tree or that wall to snap out of it, because this guy is insane. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that comes out this dude's mouth is just crazy. Those fights were robberies. The 2 times that Rolly was given a belt was robbery. Back in his 12th fight, and then recently, a couple of weeks ago against Ismael Barroso. He didn't, to stop a fight when a guy's still moving, and firing back. You know what I'm saying? Throwing punches right back, and majority of the punches being thrown by Rolly wasn't even landing. Man, that's just something else there. I don't know what to make of it, other than bullshit. You know what I mean? And then I watched some of Rolly's old fights, and he just garbage, man. And then when they gave him that belt on his 12th fight, I think he got an interim belt for a second there, a WBA interim belt. That was garbage. I don't know what the hell they were watching there. That they robbed that other dude for that one. Rolly's just, he's full of himself. I started boxing at 17. Okay, that's kind of late in the game. It's not that late, but excuse me, it's late in the game compared to some of these other guys that've been boxing since they were 6 and 7. But you prove what you learn and how fast you pick up things that are being put down for you. You know what I'm saying? And then he brags that he went to Floyd at 20. He won his first title only in 12 fights. Then he says that him and Tank sold out the Barclays Center, 19,000 sold out. And he says, when you accomplish what I've accomplished, then come get on my level. What the fuck, dude? I mean, come on, man. First of all, Tank sold out the Barclays Center. Tank's always rocking New York Yankee stuff, New York stuff, even though he's from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? It's like a home away from home, just like with Danny Garcia. He's from Philly, but he gets a lot of love from the Barclays, from New York, right? And same thing with Tank. Tank sold that shit out, not you. You know what I'm saying? Not you. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how he talks, man. And here he comes off of fucking a knockout loss that he got made look silly, and then he still comes out after the fight and says that he exposed Tank. you exposed Tank, but he fucking knocked you the fuck out. He just was very patient about doing it. That's all. You know, then the very next fight, he goes up and weight and is given a title shot, and then the way it ended, you know, now he's already talking about, oh no, rematch, no rematch. I got my eyes only on Ryan Garcia, and then the winner of that will fight Gervonta. He said Gervonta Davis, which who the hell is gonna want to see that again? Ryan Garcia and Tank if Ryan beats Rolly, or Rolly and Tank, which at least Ryan made it look a little bit better. Tank was just, I mean, Rolly wasn't even throwing really punches, and he was just following him around. And then he threw some silly shit and got caught. Boom, man, memes, right? Especially that fast. Like, who's gonna want to see a rematch of Tank whooping either one of these guys within a year or about a year from the last time he whipped them? Come on, that's like not even realistic. But his mind is somewhere else, and it's delusional. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz situation is a little more complicated right there. Then, so I'm not really going to speak on this video. If I do decide to do something, it'll be a separate video. But definitely some bull crap going on there. Either way, it's obvious it's bull crap. Um, and you know, it's obvious somebody got a hold of his phone, like they're saying, and punched in some shit on social media. Nobody would admit those type of things, even if it was true. It's just a negative. It gives you a negative look at yourself, on your career, and you know all that type of stuff. So that's straight bullshit. But anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and tap on out. Big Luke gone.